So, I heard you want to be brave and take a cruise vacation with your children. Tip number one, don't. I'm just playing. If you choose to travel with your kids and your teens, stay tuned. I will go over all the tips and tricks for traveling with your kids. Hello and welcome to the Alivia Shanell Bouget lifestyle. My name is Natasha and I am here to help you with all things affordable when it comes to travel. So not only just the booking process, but also after the booking, tips and tricks on packing, traveling, your vacation luggage, vacation outfits, anything travel and affordability. This is the channel here for you. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and becoming a part of the family. And for those of you who have already subscribed, welcome back. So let's get into today's video. So you guys kind of figure that I'm not for cruising with kids, but to a degree I am. I like to have my vacations separate. It's either going to be a child's trip or a trip for me to relax and relate and release. But if it is a family trip, then I do want to make sure that I have all the details, all the necessities, all the goodies to make sure that it is as smooth as it possibly could be, because we all know how children can be, especially the tweens and the kiddos and the teens. They are the main ones that could honestly make or break the vacation. So I'm trying to help you with little tips and tricks here to help make that process as smooth as can be. So let's get into it. Choose the right itinerary and cruise line. So this is very important to start off the whole entire process of stress-free with the kiddos. So the first thing is you want to make sure that it's somewhere that they actually would want to go, and on a cruise line that is catering or appealing to them. You want to make sure that you check out the video that I uploaded on Wednesday that goes into depth on exactly what cruise lines are family friendly and cater to children. So definitely give that video a watch. That way you make sure that you are making that correct decision. And then the other part is speak to a travel advisor. They'll be more than happy to advise you on the right cruise and itinerary for you and your family. Wi-Fi and internet. So we all know in today's times, our children are about that Wi-Fi. I think in some cases, they'll probably rather have the Wi-Fi than any other things or any other activities on that cruise ship. Let's be honest about it. So make sure that you check into Wi-Fi packages and getting that set up. That's just something that honestly you're just going to have to budget for. Otherwise, you can say, no, we're not going to do that, but we already know where that's going to go. So this is one of those ones where you got to pick your battles. So for me, I'll go ahead and just add that in there and budget it out, because I really don't want to go through that. I'm taking my daughter for the first time, and I really already know that's something I'm going to have to add in, because I just don't even want to go there with her. Tip number 3, cabin layout. So make sure that you are getting the correct layout for you and your family, depending on how many children you're trying to fit into the cabin. A lot of cabins will take up to 3 children, because they'll have the 2 bunks and then they may have the couch, or it may be the couch and 1 Pullman bed that comes down from the ceiling. So you really just want to make sure that you're really taking that into consideration when you're booking, especially if you're not doing a suite. And even if you're doing a suite, you still want to see, what is the layout? Where is everybody sleeping? How is this going to work? Are we going to be comfortable in this cruise cabin? So definitely make sure that you check out the layout. There are different sites. Cruise Critics is a site that you can go to actually be able to view the layouts and see those rooms. There are people who have posted videos. You would want to check that out, of course, on YouTube, or even on there. Though, if you click on the room that you're actually considering, there may be at least one or two videos of someone who's already made a review, and it's attached to that exact room. So that's definitely something you want to look into and take into consideration on the exact cabin layout that fits you and your family. Again, a travel advisor will be more than happy to help you with that process. Tip number 4, kids camps. Okay, every cruise line is different on what programs they offer, but pretty much the same. First day, you want to get on there and go sign up. Make sure that you have each child signed up first day, whether they're intending to go the first day or not. I highly encourage that they do go on the first day, especially the older children, because that's when they start forming their friends and their little cliques and things, is on that first day. That's when they can make their friends and pretty much have that friendship, not only on the cruise, but even after the cruise. But if they come in day 2 or day 3, they've already formed their little cliques, and it's harder to do that. So you want to make sure that they get in there on the first day. Plus, you want to make sure that they are enrolled for when you do want to drop them off. You don't have any worries or issues because you've already signed them up. Number 5, excursions for port day. So you really want to take a look at this and research things before you leave, because you want to make sure that you know exactly what you're going to do. When you're traveling with children, I would highly recommend having those excursions already set and picked out. Of course, you want to make sure it's something that you know they will like, they'll love. So it gives them that excitement as well. If you are choosing to stay on the ship, make sure that you definitely have a plan in place for that, because you have to remember that on port days, typically everything is closed. That's the days that they shut down everything. Everybody's off the boat, including the crew. So a lot of things are not up and running as it is when we're on board. So you really want to be careful with making sure that you plan that day out. I would recommend doing some type of excursions for them, or just going off and exploring the port. But whatever it is, make sure that you have a solid plan and something that's fun and entertaining for them. And not only them, you as well. Remember, you are on vacation too. So don't forget about yourself. Number 6, let's be honest. Even though they may be the older kids and in their tweens, their teens, they still need a nap. Okay. The attitude starts creeping in when they get a little tired or if they're hangry. So make sure you have that time allotted where they go and they rest. And even if they're just sitting there and they're relaxing and they're reading a book or they're playing a video game, that's fine. But they still need to take that time where they sit and they relax so they can rejuvenate and get themselves back together for the rest of this day. So make sure you plan some time for them to just sit and relax in the cabin. Number 7, dinner time. So make sure that they go to dinner. Make sure that that's your time for you guys all to sit and have dinner. So even if they are going off with their friends or they're going off to different activities, make sure that they do at least attend dinner. So that way you do have that family time together, because after all, you brought them to spend time with them. So make sure that if everybody's doing their separate things throughout the day, that at least you guys come together for dinner. Tip number 8, setting rules and boundaries. So I think this is the most important thing, is making sure that the children understand that the same way we carry ourselves at home is the same way we're going to carry ourselves here. A lot of times we know, even when we go on vacation, we do relax and let our hair down and do a couple little things that we normally wouldn't do. Our children are going to do the same. All of a sudden they're doing things, they're wild and acting out and just having a great time because of course they're doing the same thing. But make sure that you set those rules and boundaries before you get on the ship. That way everybody has the expectation on how things are going to go, especially for their safety. So make sure that they know you're not to go into anybody's cabin under no circumstances. You're not going to be rowdy and rude and disrespectful to the crew or other passengers. So make sure that you set some rules and boundaries the same as you would at home. So tip number 9, keeping in touch. Make sure that you keep in touch with your child and they can reach you. Almost every cruise line has an app where you can communicate with your family through that app. Some may have fees that apply, and you can access this on airplane mode, but you definitely want to make sure that they have a way of reaching out to you and you being able to contact them. And this is the best way to do is through the cruise line app. Number 10, let's get into some packing tips. So when it comes to children, of course, you want to watch my essential video that I did with the top 20 essential items to bring. But these are a little bit more different that I really want to stress if bringing a child that you want to make sure that you have. And of course, the number one thing is over-the-counter medications. So same rules apply. You still want to make sure that you have all of the over-the-counter medications for your children. Definitely some Pepto-Bismol, allergy medications, anything that you know your child may need. You definitely want to pack that so you don't have to worry about going through the ship stores and spending triple of what you would have spent at home. The other thing is packing those vitamins, making sure you have the vitamin C tablets. They're making sure you have a first aid kit. We all know they mysteriously have cut something, their finger or their toe or whatever it is. You just want to make sure that you have everything that you need to nurse them back or to help them along with whatever the issue is. The other thing to pack is extra clothes. So of course, I've always said pack light. You don't want to have too much. That was when I was talking about just adults. But if you are bringing your children, now you want to bring extra clothes because we all know how they do. They can be fresh, clean, and right now in this moment, and then you turn around and look 10 minutes later and you're like, what has happened? You don't even know who that is. So definitely make sure that you bring extra clothes, extra swimsuits, because most children are going to want to be in the slides, in the water thing and whatever. If the swimsuit's not dry, you have another one that can be used, or on beach days and excursions. Just make sure that you have those extra clothes for them. Make sure that you pack their pool and their beach items. So make sure they have their own little backpack to put their things in on those beach days. Make sure they have their sunscreen, their hat. Make sure that they have all the essentials that, of course, you would bring for yourself. Now you have to bring that for them as well to make sure you just have that smooth sailing without any issues or stress. Another tip is a jacket. Make sure that you bring a jacket or a sweater, something, because of course at night it does get a little chilly out there. And then of course in the shows or in the dining facility, it can get a little breezy. So make sure that you bring a jacket. Biggest packing tip, wipes. All kinds of wipes, baby wipes, the Lysol wipes, the Clorox wipes. It don't matter what kind of wipe it is, antibacterial wipes. Just bring all the wipes, okay? Because we all know with children, God only knows what may happen, what you got to wipe, what needs spilled. It doesn't matter. Just bring every single kind. And of course, you don't have to bring the whole jumbo thing. I usually have all the trial sizes when I travel with my daughter. So my other tip, Ziploc bags. Definitely bring Ziploc bags. These can go for many different reasons why you may need a Ziploc bag. One of the ideas that I know I've shared in another video is packing a lunch. Sometimes if you're going off the boat that morning for breakfast, they'll have all types of yummy little rolls and the cheeses and meats and things. Go ahead and pack up some sandwiches for later, fruit, muffins or little cookies and things. Go ahead and put those in a Ziploc bag. That way you'll have a little snack when you're out there on the island or on the beach or wherever it is that you're going on your port excursion. You'll have something that you can bring along until you're able to get another snack or meal. If their swimsuit's wet, you can just tuck it in a little Ziploc bag. But definitely bring Ziploc bags. Trust me, you'd rather have it than not. Collapsible cups. So you definitely want to bring a collapsible cup, because in the morning they'll give you the little tiny shot glass for your orange juice, cranberry juice, and even fresh juices. But go ahead and let them fill that up. That way they have some juice later on through the day, or if they're want to take some water, go ahead and have a collapsible cup. That way you can, once they're finished, you just put it down, put it in the backpack, and go on. So magnets. Make sure that you pack magnets. And I'll show a little picture here of what I mean by magnets. So magnets help because the walls are metal. So you can stick these on the walls to make more room in the cabin, keep everything nice and clean and tidy. So you can hang up their hats, their swimsuits, backpack, anything that would maybe laying around on the floor. Now you can go up on the wall to keep things neat, organized, and tidy in that cabin, especially traveling with children. If they got their towels, they can easily hang their towels neatly to dry. I recommend bringing as many as you possibly can if you're traveling with children. I already travel with 10, and that's just with me and another adult. So if with my child, I would bring even more. So definitely make sure that you bring the magnets to help with organization and creating more storage. Bring decorations to decorate your door inside the cabin and out. Make sure that you follow the guidelines as far as sticking things on the wall, but you probably can just use those magnets as well, or get things that are magnets to decorate the room. I think that'll be a fun thing for the kids, especially if it's a special occasion for someone in the cabin. But even if it's not, just decorate and have a great time. The last tip is check to see on your cruise line if there's any theme nights, like where you need to bring a costume or dress up, like the glow night, the 80s party, or if there's a costume party. You just want to be prepared and have those things already packed and ready to go on that night. And it just makes things so much fun and better. And I could imagine the kids' excitement with being able to participate in a theme night. So to all of you brave parents out there who are choosing to cruise and travel with your children, I'll pray for you and you pray for me. But I hope you enjoyed this video and found those tips helpful, and consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And don't forget to like, comment, and share with your other bougie friends who wish to be as brave as you and travel with their kids or teens. Thank you for watching. Take care and stay blessed.